Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Have you considered subscribing? Let's have some fun.
Puberty started when I was 12. Not too early and not too late. My older bro's puberty started with a growth spurt and hair in all proper places, including his face. He started to shave when he was 16. My puberty started with erection and acne. The first part was kinda pleasant, though sometimes unpredictable. Embarrassing sometimes. Like popping out of the blue in front of a girl. Not big but visible. If they noticed, and they usually did, it was pervert. I wasn't. I didn't mean it. Otherwise, that part was okay. My acne wasn't good. It was terrible, looked bad, and hurt. Wash your face thoroughly, Mom offered. As if I wasn't. I washed it every time I got to the sink, even at school during lunch period. Know what? Washing didn't help. It's a healthy thing, the doc said during the yearly visit. It's a puberty thing. Acne will go after puberty and will be over with you. Girls have acne too. Carla, who's with me in the school marching band, had it as terribly as me. She played piccolo while I had C-flute. So Carla had acne, but then after Halloween she didn't. How? How did you do it? I wondered. Doctor gave me pills. I take one a day. Pimples were gone in 1 week, Carla explained. My doctor said it's natural and there is no cure, I whined. My doc said the same, Carla retorted. But you said your doc gave the pills. That's another doc. My bro's girl gave me his card, she explained. But he isn't free. I paid $50 for the visit and $60 for the pills. 3 years supply. I calculated in my mind, $60 for 3 years. 1 pill a day. It's almost 5 cents per pill. Almost free, I stated. They are expired in a bulk pack, Carla said. Expired? Yeah. So what? Big Pharma wants you to throw away good things and pay a fortune for new. But isn't it dangerous? I'm still alive, Carla stated the obvious. I got the doc's card. His office was on Dorchester Avenue. In South Boston, one could get anything if they knew where to look for it and were ready to pay. The sign on the door DRE. Gonzalez MD was the only proof it was the doctor's office. Inside the office looked rather like a warehouse. Dirty shelves loaded with dusty boxes of various sizes. I got 2 bottles. Because I'm a boy. Boys are not girls and they have to be treated differently. I had to take 2 pills a day. 1 from each bottle. The pills were minuscule so the bottles weren't big. I paid almost $200. No new smartphone then. Maybe Santa will be kind and will bring me a new one under the tree. 1 pill in the morning and another before bed. Acne was gone in 2 weeks. Since then my face was clean as if acne didn't exist at all. Expired or not, the pills worked. Our family lived in Boston in a cramped apartment. I shared my bedroom with my elder bro. He said that he was sharing the room. Anyway, we lived in one room and it wasn't great fun to be a pawn of a bossy brother. He graduated eventually and was about to leave for college. I would have the room all for myself. It wasn't destined to happen. Rents announced they were moving to Alaska. My rents, both mom and dad, were scientists. As my Aunt Margaret said, 1 scientist in the family is a problem, and 2 scientists are a disaster. We were about to move to Kotzebue, Alaska. They said there would be an excellent place for their geology investigations. They both were on cloud 9 telling me this great news. They showed me pictures of our new house. It was a house, not an apartment. A real American 2-story house with a garage. I would attend a local school and my school records were transferred already. We packed all our things and sent them to the moving company. We had only essentials with us for the plane trip to my dad's brother, Uncle Paul. We would stay at his place for 2 days and then move to Alaska. Uncle Paul was a scientist and he moved to the middle of nowhere a couple of years ago when he was offered a lab. So now he, Aunt Margaret, and my cousins, Kinga and Jake, lived in Waterloo, Iowa. When we were already at Uncle Paul's place, Dad's mobile rang. The delivery company had called. They said there was no house at the address they were given. Several calls later Dad got to know that our new house was only in the plans. He managed to arrange some storage place for our things. He and my mom left for Alaska the next day. I had to stay at my uncle's home for the week to 10 days. I had only a toothbrush and a change of underwear. Well, I had my anti-acne pills. And my flute. All other stuff was in Alaska now. What to wear? The only reasonable option was to buy something. But my rents didn't leave me any money. As my aunt said, 2 scientists in the family, a disaster. Since it was only a week or 2, I decided to borrow some of Kinga's clothes. She was kind of a tomboy and we both were the same size. I got army green shorts and a coordinated tee. Shorts were a little shorter than mine and the tee was tight and not so long as my usual tees. I checked myself in the mirror. The clothes were somewhat on the girlish side, but I didn't look like a girl. My short hair helped a lot too. There weren't many things I could do at my uncle's house. I stayed with my cousin Kinga, who was the same age, 14. We were hanging around the house. My other cousin Jake was 2 years older, and he preferred to spend time with his buddies. I was familiar with such an attitude. It's like with my bro who's 4 years older than me, and didn't like to spend his time with babies. Babies like me. His words. Aunt Margaret, Kinga, and I were in the kitchen when Jake came home. "Come with me to school tomorrow," Jake said. "Why?" Kinga asked. "Our football team, dancing squad, and school band are going to Dubuque for Independence Day." Then he added, "Any help for the parade will be appreciated." "I'm not assigned to your school," Kinga complained. "You will be," Jake retorted. "West High is the nearest public high school to our home." "Jake's right," Aunt Margaret said. "You'll attend West High this fall." I went with Kinga to keep her company. The field near the school was filled with kids of various ages. "Football team and others are still here," Jake explained, "for a farewell briefing. They leave tomorrow morning." After some uproar, all the kids separated into 4 groups. 3 of them were those leaving the next day. The 4th group was kids marching in the 4th of July parade. It was formed of kids in small packs gathered at one end of the field. Kinga and I stayed with Jake and his friends. "You said you have 1 baby, sis," one of the boys said, "but I see 2. "Sylvie is my cousin," Jake said. "My name is Sylvester, but usually, I'm called Sylvie in the family." "Cool. I'm Bob," the boy said. He was ogling me as the bullies did back in Boston. I didn't want the fight to start. "I'm a boy," I warned him. "Sure," Bob chuckled, "as you wish." "No. Really. Don't you see my haircut?" I complained, brushing a hand over my cropped hair. "Who would guess otherwise?" another boy said with a serious face, looking me up and down. Other boys burst out laughing, adding to my embarrassment. I felt stupid. There was nothing I could say to convince them I wasn't a girl. Jake with Kinga didn't say a word in my defense. 3 teachers approached us. I moved away from them. I was strolling along the edge of the bleachers. "Sylvie, come here." Kinga shouted and waved her hand, urging me to come nearer. "What's up?" "Mrs. Sader here," Kinga indicated a teacher, "wants us both to carry a school banner." "I'm not from this school," I said. "It's Independence Day, not some school event," the teacher said. "What school do you attend?" "Kotzebue." "Oh." It was clear she didn't know where it was. "Alaska," I said. "I see." Kinga and I were put aside while the teacher explained to other students how they will be arranged. Meanwhile, the clouds covered the sun and it was getting chill. "Has it to be summer?" I complained. "You too, come here," the teacher urged us nearer her after she was over with the other kids. "What's your size?" 12, Kinga replied. "Very well," the teacher murmured. "Here." She handed us 2 plastic bags. "It's a gym uniform in your size. Put it on for the parade. And please, put a bra underneath." "Hey, I'm a dude," I complained. "What's your name?" the teacher asked. "Sylvie," Kinga replied, not waiting for me to say. "Very well. Sylvie, you may stay without a bra," the teacher said, indicating my chest. "After you make sure your nipples aren't poking through your shirt." I looked down and there were 2 little tents over my nipples. "It's not fair," I whined. The teacher shrugged and then added, "If the day is chilly you may want to put danskins under your shorts." "What are those danskins?" I asked Kinga after we left. "Pantyhose," she said with a smirk and giggled. "How was it?" Aunt Margaret asked when we got home. "Wonderful," exclaimed Kinga. "Terrible," I whined. Oh, wondered my aunt. Details, please. Sylvie and I will carry the school banner. And we got gym uniforms for the parade, Kinga gushed. That's great. Aunt Margaret complimented. Everyone thinks I'm a girl, I complained. Once for a change, Aunt offered. 4 years ago my uncle's family moved to Waterloo. When our two families lived in Boston, Kinga and I were inseparable, and she was mistaken for a boy. Nobody complained. She was a tomboy and acted like any other boy, and she looked like my carbon copy. Now we still looked alike. Kinga was still a tomboy, but she was definitely a girl, and I, at her side, was mistaken for a girl, even with my hair cropped short. Those boobs don't help, I slapped angrily at my erected and unwelcome nipples. They were sensitive. I'd even say they were oversensitive, and slapping made me wince. They are called breasts. Don't use derogatory language, Aunt complained. No matter what they are called. They don't belong here. Sometimes it happens, my aunt said. Your nipples are really prominent in the cold. But I have to live with them. Be a girl. Not a big deal, Kinga blurted. A week is left. Then you'll go to Alaska. Aunt looked at me. Just a week, she said. I shrugged. It's that stupid tight tee, I complained the next morning getting ready for the parade. They are invisible under my shirt. They are visible indeed, my aunt said. What? I said they are visible under your tee. My bras are almost invisible, Kinga tried to console me. Almost. The gym uniform was black shorts and a maroon tee with white Waterloo West and Warhawks on it. Both tight and skimpy, and yes, my nipples were poking through the shirt and something else through the shorts. Not good, Kinga commented. How could it be otherwise? I was a boy. Kinga handed me some elastic thing with 3 stripes in one. Put this on instead of your briefs. Turn around, please, I asked. She turned and I turned around to face the wall. I fought with that mysterious garment and at last had it in place. It was skimpy but somehow covered my bits when my penis was tucked down and back. I pulled shorts on and the bulge was gone and no underwear lines were visible. The next thing was the bra. It wasn't like you see in the movies with cups with straps. It was an elastic band. It felt like a bandage. The nipples were invisible with the tee on. But my chest looked as if I had breasts. Isn't it padded? I wondered. It's not a padding, it's protection, Kinga replied. The morning was cloudy. What day it will be we didn't know. Aunt Margaret ordered us to put pantyhose under our shorts. We were ready to leave. You too, Aunt Margaret stopped us. Shave your legs. I'll let you not go outside with that fur all over your legs. We'll be late, Kinga whined. No back talking and hurry up, Aunt ordered. I hadn't shaved before. It was the very first time for me. I couldn't say there was some hair on my legs. I didn't see it, but Aunt Margaret did. We were almost late. We went upstairs to the bathroom and some 20 minutes later we were done. Don't you see the difference? My aunt asked when we came to the kitchen again. I didn't, but I said nothing. I felt the difference. The sensation of pantyhose over shaved legs was kinda weird. Neither good nor bad. Weird. We went to Morris Park. It was the starting point. We formed a column and waited for our turn to start marching down East Ridgeway Avenue. It was 9:30 in the morning already. Someone had said the parade will start at 11. The clouds had cleared and the sun was shining. Pantyhose-clad legs shone in the sun. I was getting hot with the hose and bra on. I wasn't used to wearing so many layers in the summer. Kids left their positions and gathered in small groups. The boys were all in tracksuits. The girls were in shorts and tees. Everything was in school colors and with school signs. The parade itself wasn't a bad thing. I knew how to march. Like in marching band. I showed others how to swing and turn intact. It was much more fun than just marching. Even Mrs. Sader, the teacher, complimented us. I saw Aunt Margaret and Uncle Paul in the crowd. Aunt Margaret was taking pictures of us with her smartphone. After the parade, we got home and Jake disappeared instantly to meet his buddies. Kinga and I were about to change into something more comfortable. Put something dressy on, Aunt offered. Why? Kinga asked. It's a holiday, her mom explained. We're going out to the Olive Garden restaurant for dinner. Shorts will not work. Not this time, Honey. Jeans? Neither. What then? You may coordinate some neat skirts with blouses, Aunt explained. Worse than going to church. Kinga whined. I'll put chinos with a shirt I had on when I came here, I offered. You will not, Aunt Margaret turned to me. Why not? I wondered, those are the only things I have. Everyone thinks you are a girl. You were marching like a girl. Our neighbors complimented my pretty daughter and niece. Not nephew. Niece. Pretty. You promised, Kinga added. I did. You did, Aunt Margaret confirmed. I was trapped. I was sure I agreed to only march with Kinga as a girl at the parade. Both Kinga and Aunt Margaret thought otherwise. I was changing with Kinga in the same room. There it down to me that a girl was undressing in front of me and there was no erection. That didn't bother me. It was just strange. Maybe this stage of puberty was over and the next step, like a hairy face or growth spurt, was coming. I didn't know. I had a denim skirt and a flannel-looking blue plaid shirt. Kinga was in a shirt dress that was like a regular shirt but longer and was tied with a ribbon of the same material. She looked good. I looked like a boy in a skirt. I had white trainers while Kinga's sneakers were pale blue and coordinated with her dress. To be a boy wasn't so complicated cause there were not so many choices. What else? We had bras. Her bra was white, my bra was black and lacy. Kinga said its edge was visible under my shirt and it looked sexy and provocative. Exactly what I needed. Sexy and provocative. The next step was Aunt Margaret's approval. Put pantyhose on, she said to me. Why? Your legs are white. Like painted white. How could it be otherwise? I didn't remember the last time I sunbathed. Kinga gave me pantyhose and it was different than the one we had for the parade. That one was shiny, while this one was matte. To say the truth, I liked it. It kept my bit securely in place. That's better, Aunt Margaret gave the nod. She ushered us both to the master bedroom.